I am your host for today's live stream. Of course, my name is Connor, and it's a Sunday today. So, of course, we have a Crypto Empire Sunday live stream. So let's not waste any time and get into today's live stream, starting things off like we always do with our crypto market overview. So taking a look at the market where we currently stand, not a lot has changed. The general market is very flat, but as you can see from the trending and the top gainers, we got some movement in the meme coin space on the base network specifically, and I'll jump right into that after we go over our general market overview. But Bitcoin right now at 63.7K, ETH at 3.3K. ETH seeing a huge bounce, especially on ETH versus Bitcoin, which could be a signal that it's darkest before dawn right now, as the thumbnail of today's live stream states, right? Things are always darkest before dawn. When everything seems really bad and like it's all over in the end, usually that's the point of a breakthrough. And maybe the ETH Bitcoin chart, I'll just show you real quick. Maybe that's the breakthrough we're looking for. It's certainly a possibility, being that if we go to the weekly, I mean, listen, I have not touched my Ethereum Bitcoin chart in years. All right, this yellow line and this zone, this, like if I put my box tool on the chart, my box tool is orange now, right? It used to be this gray box like we see here where this yellow line is. I have not touched my ETH Bitcoin chart in years. And the fact that we just now bounced off of a level that I've had marked on my chart for years, and we're putting in a potential reversal, right? A huge bullish engulfing weekly candle. That's not something to ignore. And also on the weekly time frame, there's obvious weekly bullish divergence on the ETH Bitcoin chart. So this very well could be the bottom on ETH versus Bitcoin, which has been downtrending for several years. Again, we're bouncing off of this level here that I've had marked on my chart for years. And, you know, my levels do hold a lot of significance, especially the higher time frame ones. And, you know, it's not good to ignore when we hit this level and we're bouncing aggressively off of it. So it's something to definitely keep a watch on. Ethereum may go ahead and start to take the lead here. There is the Ethereum ETF approval deadline in May, and it does appear a lot of mixed opinions out there, a mixed bag of opinions. But, you know, you have Franklin Templeton saying that Consensus is suing the SEC because they're telling the SEC to declare Ethereum as a non-security. And just the verbiage and the words used in that article, I don't have it up right now, but I would show you. But the vocabulary used in that article made it seem like a foreshadowing event that the Ethereum spot ETF will get approved. All right, so maybe, just maybe, we are bottoming out here on ETH versus Bitcoin. It really does, you know, this is how it starts, right? A weekly candle like this is how it does start. Obviously, we didn't hit the exact level before over here on January 8th. But, you know, we saw a similar candle that was rejected back down. And, you know, here we are the second time actually hitting the level, weekly bullish divergence. Very well could be the bottom here for ETH, as well as most altcoins in the market, the bullish altcoins that are going to perform well. The altcoins that won't do much, you know, they can keep on going down and not doing too much. We want to avoid those altcoins, of course. We want to stick to the ones that are going to perform. Anyways, back to this general market overview. For the most part, everything is just kind of flat right now. Telegram coin sitting at rank number 10. Definitely not one to ignore there. But, you know, this market right now is still waiting for something to grab onto to go ahead and pump out of this current slump we're in. But back to our base meme coin drama and an update on Brett. So as I said in my last live stream, what was it, 2 days ago? Was it 2 or 3 days? I think it was 2 days ago. I said how if Brett can survive, then it would make it even stronger, right? What doesn't kill you will only make you stronger. But it, you know, if it doesn't survive, it's definitely all over for it. But anyways, when I was doing that live stream, the price of Brett was at this level. Nah, it was at like 400 mil, I believe. It was at this level here. Okay, so it did end up breaking through this level. It came into these previous lows from late March. And it's on a huge aggressive bounce out of that. All right, so this is very promising. Now you have to understand what's happening in the market. It bounced 129% from the bottom exactly. You have to understand what's happening. Like I said in the last live stream, when it comes to fear, uncertainty, and doubt, The worst part about FUD is the uncertainty. The uncertainty over what happens next, over the outcome of the current situation. When things are uncertain, that's what will make holders lose the most trust and have the weakest hands. Uncertainty. It's not the fear, it's not the doubt, it's the uncertainty. That's the worst part of FUD. It's not uncertain anymore. It's now proven that the insiders of Brett hold 80% plus of the supply. At one point, they held 96% of the supply. And that's what allowed it to go ahead and pump from a few million, sub 10 mil market cap to 850 million. The fact that, the insiders were holding 80% of the supply, whatever, there wasn't a lot to sell on the open market, right? Only 20% that general people, general retail in the market could sell. So that's what caused it to pump. Now the market fully grasps that, right? With all the people on Twitter and X and all the people making videos about it, explaining the situation, trying to give their own takes, and a lot of people jumping to all different conclusions. I don't know the truth behind this thing. Nobody really knows the truth, right? A lot of people are jumping to just crazy conclusions. I've seen a lot of mixed opinions out there. But what I do know now is the market has digested the shock news, the shocking event of this insider scheme. They've digested it and they've accepted it, and that we're seeing that acceptance now in the charts. Now, it's not guaranteed that it's going to survive out of this, right? Because as you can see, it still needs to get through this level at around 500 million. Previous support is now acting as current resistance. Also over here, again, back in late March, this 500 mil market cap level. Price spent some time underneath of it and got rejected a few times before making that new all-time high to 850 mil. So it's not a guarantee that this thing's going to recover. It still needs to flip 500 mil and then, go from there. But, it doesn't look nearly as bad as it did 2 days ago when we were streaming. And the market has digested the fact that Brett is an insider scheme. So people understand, okay, right? These insiders, they held the supply and they were able to push it this far. Yeah, you're basically kind of betting on Crash here if you're still in Brett. And I don't think Crash is the worst guy to bet on. He does have a proven track record of success. But overall, it's still highly contested on which direction it goes from here. And I'm bringing this to you today just to state the fact that the market has digested and accepted the news of Brett being an insider scheme. So now it's up to the market to decide who's going to be right, the Bulls or the Bears. And again, I have no real position in this. I'm watching from a third-party perspective. I could honestly care less what Brett does from here. I think if it goes up and it makes, new all-time highs, I think it would be bullish overall for the meme coin space just to see, more meme coins go over $1 billion market cap. But that's just not Brett. Any meme coin can do that. It would be bullish, right? Because there's been no base meme coin yet to reach over that 1 billion market cap level. Will Brett be the first? It's still in the lead right now. Even after all of the FUD and the attacking, it's still the highest market cap base meme coin. So that's the market telling us something. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I don't have a position in this. I could care less, but I'm just an observer, and it's very interesting to see everything that's going on. And one tweet about this that I thought was interesting that I want to share with you today is this by this guy, King on ETH. He says, so let me get this straight. If you rug a project, you're considered a scammer. If you push a project from 1.5 million market cap to 800 mil, a 533x publicly, you're still considered a scammer. Can someone please make it make sense? Because at this point, being labeled a scammer or rugger seems to only apply based on whether you as the investor made money or not. If I made money, the dev is good. If I lost money, the dev was a scammer. You do understand the harsh reality in this crypto shit is that in order for someone to win, someone has to lose. The same thing applies in traditional investments such as stocks. And this is a very good point because this term scammer is passed around. It's passed around like a hot potato nowadays. It's ridiculous. People call Come From Beyond, the founder of Cubic, a scammer, right? Because he created this project and he talks about it publicly. People call everybody at this point. I've been called a scammer look at what I've done. Have I scammed people? No. People are just use this term too much now. And look, this is in regards to Brett, obviously. What Brett did was fishy because they lied basically, right? And when you lie, you open yourself up to hate and criticism. But a lot of people did catch multiple 100Xs on it. I could have bought it, but I faded it myself. But it's just crazy to see the emotions in this market. See, people are just way too emotional, and people are too fixated on the outcome, and they will attack you if they lose, and they'll praise you if you win. And it's just nuts. It's just really, really nuts overall in general. And again, that term scammer is just passed around like a hot potato in crypto. You know, people call ETH a scam, come from beyond a scam, Caspa a scam. I called Caspa a scam actually in 2023 when I was first asked about it, and I didn't do my proper due diligence. I just looked at like maybe a general overview of the website, and I was like, what is this? Why is it being pushed so hard? I don't trust it. So yeah, interesting. That's why you really need to do your research and actually understand things at, you know, a high comprehension level, and not just this basic surface level of understanding, especially when you're risking thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of your own capital into something, right? If you don't fully understand it, that's what's going to make you be an emotional wreck. But yeah, that's Brett. I mean, some of these other memes right now, you got dog with the ski mask, 34 mil right now. This thing's on fire. A lot of these base memes are crushing it right now. This ski mask crushing it. It's up around 3-4x from over here, April 21st, which was the last time that I looked on it. That was actually on stream I did. Cat with the keyboard is up 54% today at 45 mil right now. Dogecoin glasses is up 40% on the day, 855K market cap. I'm still holding this one. I think it will go much higher. We'll just run through this list. Bobo on ETH right now. So Bobo on ETH was also pushed by Crash. So a lot of people were like, oh, this is also an insider scheme. But here's the thing with Bobo on ETH, I bought this thing at 1 million market cap in 2023, in like June of 2023, basically 10, 11 months ago. And here it is today, up 103x. So, I mean, listen, if you call that like fishy, I had 6 months. I'm not holding this anymore, but I literally had 6 months to buy it back again at a 1 mil market cap. Because if you look at what happened on this chart, let's go to a weekly. I've talked about this before and my slip up with this and the pain that it's caused me, but life goes on and we've had some other wins, so it's really not the end of the world. But what happened here on Bobo on ETH was I got into this thing over here in June at like a 1 mil market cap. It pumped over here to around 30 million. As you can see, it went up around 22x, give or take. Took profit on that pump. But then we had basically 6 to 8 months to buy this thing back between like a 1 to a 3 mil market cap. And now here it is at 103 million. It hit like 140, 150 million. Anyways, the point of me bringing this up is that it's just fair opportunity, right? It's a free market where anybody can buy and sell when they choose. And if I chose to just maybe hold my original position, I would be up millions right now on this one trade. So that's life. Learn life. You can't catch them all. And there's opportunity everywhere. Just because you miss an opportunity doesn't mean you need to be a spiteful little troll on the internet and just randomly attack everybody that you see who talks about the opportunity that you fumbled. Because you cannot win them all. And really all it takes is that one kind of huge breakthrough win to change everything for your life, your crypto journey, right? Your results. All it takes is that one first huge win. And you're most likely not going to get it when you're being a negative, pessimistic little troll. But let me catch up with our live chat right now and see what's going on here. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to Benjamin saying, hi, guys. What's up, Benjamin? We got Kazuya saying, hello, guys. Hi, Connor. Hope you're doing well. What's going on, Kazuya? We got All Day Dre saying to smash it up. So Dancing Leo Slayer says, bread is being bought by suckers right now. It will dump again. Boys Club is a still narrative at this point. The meme isn't funny and it isn't a frat boy's name. Base memes will be dominated by cats. I like that. I like the cat meta because I am invested in a cat coin on base and it's a cute cat just warming up with a candle. But anyways, in regards to what you say here, Dancing Leo Slayer, bread's being bought by suckers right now. Again, the market digested the fact that it's an insider scheme. People have accepted it. A lot of people are okay with it. A lot of people are saying, okay, if they push this thing from 1 mil to 850, maybe they actually know what they're doing. So I'm going to trust this team. This is not what I'm thinking. This is what some people in the market are thinking. You call them here suckers, but I assume this is the psychology that they're thinking about when they go ahead and buy bread on days like today. Are they being suckers, or do they have a thesis as to why they're buying? The market's going to be right in the end. The market is always right, not our opinions. We'll see. But yeah, I'm interested to see how it plays out as well. But I understand what you're saying, that suckers are buying it right now. I think there's a lot better places to be allocating capital, especially given the dip we see on just the overall market, whether that's gaming, AI coins, some real world asset plays are on huge discounts, layer ones, right? A ton of really solid assets. And, if you're thinking that Brett's going to go to 10 billion market cap, that's around a 20x from here. I think there's a lot of plays out there that are going to give us that 20x that aren't tainted like Brett is. So, I'm not going to put them down and call them suckers, but I just think there's better places to allocate capital, personally speaking. And I do agree with you that the boys club is a stale narrative. It's run its course. Pepe is the only one that people care about at the end of the day. And, Pepe is probably going to be the only one that holds any relevance or significance in due time. But yeah, good little comment there, Dancing Leo Slayer. I appreciate your input. We got David W from Brooklyn in the house saying, "What up, Doe? What's up, David? How are you?" We got Mo Salah, aka Crypto Middle East and Africa, saying, "Hey, legend, tell these people to smash that like button. Smash the like button. Appreciate your support. Smash it." Kazuya says, "Dual, good entry though. Let's check it out." Yep. Yeah, I mean, you've completely retraced this last pump. 250% pump over a course of 2 weeks has now retraced 65% in 24 days. So yeah, I do agree with you. I think this is a great entry for Dual below this line. I'm still holding this project, and yeah, I mean, look at the chart, right? It tried to break out, tried to make new all-time highs, but failed to do so. So, this is the new coin structure, right? This can be, I don't care if this bases for another 6 months. Eventually, if we are in a true crypto bull run, and if this coin is actually going to perform, eventually what's going to happen is it's going to break out of this new coin structure. Whether that takes 1 month or 6 months, I don't care. I'm going to be here for it. And it's going to go on its run. And that's going to be time to sell when it's going on the run. But yeah, I do agree with you that Dual is a good entry right now. IX Swap is a great real world asset crypto. Look, I agree with you, Ben. I mean, I've been saying that for like the past 2 weeks or 1 week on the channel. IXS, Rio, IXS, and Trade, 3 very solid real world asset coins. And yeah, IXS is one of those. So I agree with you, brother. Let's take a look at our chart. I think a lot of people have been aping this because it's getting talked about a lot currently on X. That's why we're seeing these huge wicks to the upside and a lot of people selling those wicks. It's very interesting to see, actually, because I see this being talked about by a lot of different Twitter accounts. And, these people with their Twitter accounts, they're bringing a ton of buyers to the token. What are the whales doing? They're selling straight into that buying pressure, right? These wicks tell us a story. This is just whales selling into the buys. Is it whales or is it just Jeets? Who knows? But there's a lot of selling here. Which, look, if this project is bullish, I think it might have the potential to go to 15 to 20 bucks. So 67 cents right now should be a great entry. Ideally, you can get it below 50 cents. Because at below 50 cents, you're looking at a 40x if it does go to $20 and a 30x if it goes to $15. That's a lot better returns than, say, like Even now is actually a pretty good price if you were to see $20. So yeah, this is a good coin. Jazzy says, good to see a legend. What's up, Jazzy? How are you? RL says, hey, Connor, what are your thoughts on MDAI, Mind AI? Any good? I don't know. I haven't heard of it. Anyways, here's QCat Candle, which I was talking about when somebody was saying that cat memes are the meta. So look, this thing is, not going to lie, it's been a bit painful right now. It's back right now to a $9.3 million market cap. I'm still holding this. And I will continue to hold this because, like our friend Leo Slayer said, cat memes, new meta. QCat Candle, I think, is the best cat meme on base right now. KeyCat's giving it a run for its money, but KeyCat's a little bit older, a little bit more established, and it got shouted out by Ansem. This is taking more time because it's more organic. Ansem, the biggest influencer on X, isn't shouting it out, so it's going to take some more time to culture and to spread its wings and become a mainstay. So I have not lost any conviction. The only thing that's changed is the price in QCat Candle here, and I'm still expecting huge things from it. But what were we were going to look at? MDAI, Mind AI, 1 month old, 5 million market cap. Is there a buy and sell tax? There's a 5.5 buy and sell tax. Chart looks bottomed, but it might be a rug. I don't like it just because I've seen too many of these coins pop up on Uniswap as AI coins with a 5.5 buy sell tax, and they turn out to be rug pulls. I would avoid all of these. Maybe this one could be the winner out of 100, right? Maybe 1 out of 100 of these garbage AI coins will do huge numbers like OPSEC or GPU. It's just not worth it. And why AI? I've slightly looked into it. It's similar to all these other on-chain projects like MDAI. YAI it's in the same realm. I know this one's done a bit better. I mean, even still, I remember people people are just manipulated too easily. It's ridiculous. Like I remember so much hype, just like we were talking about IXS, the hype we see on Twitter, so many accounts talking about it. Here you had all the AI accounts, all these geniuses hiding behind their cartoon profile pictures talking about why AI is the best thing ever at a 30 mil market cap. Here it is, 30, 35 mil market cap. Here it is at 18, down 50%. I had the feeling that this was going to happen when I saw it being so heavily shilled on Twitter a few weeks ago. And here it is down 50%. But again, you have, if you look at her quick intel, sell tax 5%, buy tax 5%, so 5 taxes. Contract isn't renounced. Bit of a problem, I reckon. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because maybe there's a reason the contract isn't renounced. Anyways, extremely high risk. If you buy this, you should be okay with losing every single penny you put into it. You're speculating. You're speculating on a higher price that you can sell in the future. Can it happen? Sure, it can happen. Will it happen? Anybody's best guess. Again, I don't like these on-chain AI coins with their 5.5 taxes. I think there's too many very solid AI coins out there that don't exist on-chain, that don't have a 5.5 buy-sell tax. At this point, I'm sick of seeing these things. Please stop asking me about them. I'm not going to buy any. I'm not going to say any of them are good. All right, I have my AI coins. I'll talk about them today in the live stream. But all these AI coins on-chain on ETH with a 5.5 buy-sell tax, I'm just sick of it. Stop asking me. Had enough. Obi-Wan says, happy Sunday, fam. What's going on, Obi-Wan? Elvis saying, hi, Connor. Hope you're having a good weekend. Appreciate you, Elvis. Likewise, I hope you're having a great weekend as well. Sahil, ETH BTC weekly death cross. What moving averages are you looking at? What are your numbers? Weekly death cross. So we have our 50 here, which is a green line. Let's also put on, I mean, it depends what numbers you're looking at. Here you're 21. Now the 50 is about to cross over the 200, right? The 50 is this green line. The 200 is this red line. Now look, crosses are always a lagging indicator, obviously, because they're taking the past 50 weekly candles or the past 200 weekly candles. So that's old data. It's not necessarily an exact interpretation of what will happen here on the right side of our chart. But traditionally speaking, the death cross is when the lower moving average crosses over the higher moving average to kind of signal. Again, it's a lagging signal, but it signals a major trend shift. But at this point, you know, ETH Bitcoin has been downtrending for 868 days, making lower highs and lower lows. And it's also down 40% from that high in the last cycle. And to the bottom, it was down 47%. So will it continue to go down after going down for over 2 years? I don't necessarily think so. I think at some point in time, Ethereum is going to pump versus Bitcoin. So yeah, you know, you can use this death cross and say, oh, it's about to happen. We're going lower. This thing's going to break through, and it could happen. But me being the optimist that I am, me being the bull that I am, I'm simply going to ignore the death cross. We'll see how it works out. I'm exposed to this market, right? I'm heavily exposed to this market because I think we're in a bull run, and I think altcoins are going to eventually outperform Bitcoin. And that means Ethereum, being the largest altcoin in the market, will have to go ahead and take the lead at some point in time. So yeah, I see the death cross happening. We'll see how it plays out, though. We'll see if my bullish bias plays out or your bearish bias plays out. I'm here to see the outcome. And of course, I hope my bullish bias plays out, because if it does, I will make a lot of money with my investments from being a bull, being risk on, having my capital at stake in the market. Obviously, if everything goes up, my coins are going to go up. So we'll see, though. Austin Craig Landsey says, hello, brother. Shout out to you and thank you for being here with us, giving us your honest opinion. Regards from Berlin, as always, bro. Do you take any profits thus far? Are you still in the game? In terms of my general portfolio, my core portfolio, no, I haven't necessarily taken significant profits from it, because I think we go higher. Again, just based off of the last comment I was responding to. I'm a bull. I'm heavily exposed to this market. I'm heavily allocated. So I'm still in the game. Still in the game, brother. Shout out to Florent1980 saying, just smash this damn like button. Could you have a look at INJ, please? Guys, smash the damn like button. Smash it up. Injective. So INJ in the weekly, let's just measure this out of my own curiosity. 65% low to high. Now it's at around 40, 50% decline. Now on the daily, yeah, this thing reached, 23 in the RSI on the daily over here in this wick, heavily oversold. I mean, well below the daily 200 EMA, which in a bull market, when it drops this much, like this looks like a capitulation sell. I think this is kind of forming a bit of a bullish deviation here. What do I mean by that? I mean the fact that it was in this long range for a long time. Let's grab this to this and throw in our 50% range measurement. And let's get rid of all this junk inside of here so I can actually see this thing clearly. Get rid of all that junk inside that trunk. So if this is going to turn into a bullish deviation, well, Obviously, you have your range low over here. Let me make sure that's in the right line right here. Right, which is exactly the 200 EMA as well on the daily. Well, you want to see it reclaim the range low and then hold it as support. And it's looking like it wants to do that, honestly. It does. Especially with ETH Bitcoin potentially bottoming. It's obviously dangerous to say this because I still think it could take some time for the market to pick its direction, which I anticipate the next direction to be up. Maybe it goes down a little more in the short term, right? Maybe we see Bitcoin crack 60K and go into the 50s and ETH sub 3K again for a brief moment in time. But I think overall, again, right now it's darkest before dawn, as my thumbnail states today, right? What does that mean, darkest before dawn? Well, I know what it means, but so we will see the official meaning of it. The phrase darkest before dawn is a metaphorical expression that means that the most challenging or difficult times are often immediately before a period of improvement or a turning point. It suggests that just when things seem at their worst, a better future is on the horizon. That's how I'm looking at crypto right now, guys. Call me delusional. Call me a delusional bull. I don't care. I think it's darkest before dawn right now. So for INJ, yeah, it's looking like it wants to reclaim this range and maybe not just break out right away, but at least spend some time back in the range and then go from there. That's what I'm seeing for INJ. So yeah, I think it's a good time to be averaging in. Like if you want INJ for this cycle at $26, you probably will see like at least like an 8 to a 10x from here. I think this thing can go to 250. So yeah, probably a good time to be buying. Scaling in. Velo, Connor, please check. It's pumping like crazy. Can you check how long it can go? It can go long, brother. I'll say that. It can go very long. Like, let's be real for a second. Let me see something. All right, new all-time highs in market cap right now at 150 M. But look at the price, right? Market cap. So this is what dilution is, guys. You see the market cap at 150 M. Previous high market cap is 100 mil, 120. Look at the price, though. It's still down 99% from the all-time high. Not to say Velo can't recover, but that's what dilution means. That's why I don't like a lot of coins that have already seen a cycle before, because of stuff like this. Okay, cool. The market cap's making new all-time highs. What's the price? It's down 90%, 99%. Anyways, back to the chart of Velo. How high can it go? Let's see this log scale. So I'm just going to map out some levels that I think it will reach. It can reach. So, I mean, like we're looking at the log scale. To the first level, 150%. To the second level, 900%. That's a 10x. To the third level, 2100. That's a 22x. And then this one would be like 100x to the previous all-time high. Does it get there? I don't know. Even if it just goes to this level at 46 cents, I think that's a huge win. I think that's a huge, huge win. To see a 20x on it at this point, because obviously most of the gains have already been had, right? Like if you bought this, say in, let's just say you bought this November, not the exact bottom, but close to it in November last year, 2022. This was 2 years ago, sorry. Time is flying. But let's say you bought that in November 2022 and you've been holding. Right now you're up 14x. And if it goes to that level, say at 46 cents, you're going to be up 330x, right? So it's easy to just think about where you are in the market and your gains. Maybe you bought this and you're up 10x. Great. Or maybe you bought it and you're up 2x. Great. But you have to know where everybody else is. There's people that are up 300 or not 300x. Sorry. There's people that are up. If they bought close to the bottom, if they bought the bottom, they're up 20x right now. Anyways, there's people up many more higher multiples than you that probably do plan on selling and taking their profit. So you need to have your levels marked out, knowing a general kind of area to sell. Because if you don't, the people that are up 300x will dump on your head. Welcome to the market. But yeah, that's Velo. Jazzy says, my man, hope you're doing well. How's Caspa looking? And since a large portion of our portfolio is in Caspa, would it be a good idea to split it with an AI coin like OXO? So let me address the second part of your question first, Jazzy. Splitting coins, reallocating coins. Is that a good idea? In certain cases, it can be a great idea. Now, in regards to your question, we'll stay on our log scale chart for Caspa, by the way. In regards to your question, is it a good idea to split up Caspa to go into OXO? I think OXO does have the potential to give you higher returns. My price target for OXO is unchanged. It's still $4 to $6 per token. Right now it's at 30 cents. However, it's not comparable as a project to Caspa. Caspa is in a league of its own as one of the best new layer ones out there in the entire crypto market. So if you were going to buy another, let's say, layer one like Caspa, so what I'm trying to say here is it's going to throw your risk curve all over the place if you swap Caspa for OXO. It's going to expose you to a lot more risk in the market, potential downside, but also potential upside if OXO moves like I expect it to. Here's the thing. Caspa can also do a 20 to a 30x, $2 to $3. So is it worth it to expose yourself to the risk of holding OXO and not holding as much Caspa as you were for a potential, say, instead of a 25x, maybe you'll make a 35x, which could obviously have a huge significance on your bottom line. But this is something only you can answer. It really depends on you. And if only holding Caspa will allow you to reach your goals based off of your projected price forecasts, well, then no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't switch Caspa. But if you do need to hold a lower market cap coin that could give you more reward to reach your goals, then yeah, I would consider swapping some Caspa for OXO. It's a personalized question that depends on you, where you are at right now in terms of how much you have allocated and how much you do want to achieve, like what your goal is to make. It comes down to those questions. But I hope that my answer to your question was able to give you some insight on your question so that you can better answer your question yourself. My man, Jazzy, appreciate you having you here, brother. Now, in regards to Caspa, look, I think this thing's like, it's got to be. Obviously, I can't say it's got to be. There's no guarantees. There's no concretes in the market. But I think this thing's close to bottomed out. I think it's close to bottomed out, lads. How's Caspa looking? This is our log scale. Yeah, lads. Come on. It's been going sideways for 164 days, 5 months straight. If it's all over, guys, if the bull run's over, it's going to crash from here and go back to like 0.001. But if we're still in a bull market, it's going to pump out of this consolidation. Maybe If you guys remember my live stream with Daniel McAvoy, I talked about the fake out, which plays out so much. Maybe we get a huge fake out. Maybe all the bearish technicals are confirmed. We get a huge sell off. All of our bullish technicals are, invalidated, and a lot of people sell because of that, only to have a V-shaped reversal and pump back up. I'm a bull, man. I think this thing's close to being bottomed out. We got a dog JBone49 with a 2 Great British Pound super chat. He says, "Yo, can you check NAI and dual charts? Thanks." We certainly can. I already checked the dual chart, but I'll give you a little refresher if you didn't see it. Long story short, we're back at this key low from over here on the 20th of March. So I think this is a good price for dual. And again, new chart structure. Like I said before, I don't care if it takes 6 months in here. I think a breakout eventually will happen to new all-time highs in a parabolic run if the project's going to be successful. Now, your other one was NAI. So on our quick intel, we have a 0 tax token. Yay, let's all clap our hands in the air. So it's not a tax farm. That's very encouraging. Now, this is good. I like this because I know it's not a tax farm. So I'm not going to immediately dismiss it based off of my bias. So let's take a little trip back down memory lane. You guys remember October 2023? The generational Pico bottom on altcoins? You guys remember that? Well, what happened? A lot of AI coins, gaming coins, a lot of charts launched in the spring 2023, March, April, May, whatever. And by that point in October, a lot of them, I'll just use an example. I'll use AGI Dilution as an example. So this thing launched in April. Over here in October, 1.2 cents, generational Pico bottom. Here it is at 26 cents. Clean 20x plus. It went 50x plus to the highs. But what happens? Huge selling off, bottoming out, accumulation, mega, giga, parabolic pump over the course of many months. The way that the market is setting up right now, especially for the newer coins, or the newer AI coins, I was thinking about this today. That's why I'm talking about it now. What is going to be the AI coin or the AI coins that are going to pull the moves like Delicium, Cubic, Tau, AI Tech? What are going to be the new AI coins to pull those types of moves? Prime. Anyways, just to wrap up NAI, this thing, look, if it's a good project, I don't know any fundamentals about it. I'm going only off of technicals. Wrong tool. 1 second. If it's a good project, stupid thing, man. There you go. It's going to hold this box, and this box is your buy zone, right? If it's good, it should hold this purple box, and it should pump out of it like that. But yeah, I appreciate the super chat. Back to my AI talk. There's this one, which I know like people like Braver have been shilling a ton, and some other smart guys in AI. Andromeda, which is an operating system for Web3 for the blockchain. 20 mil market cap. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because if it's not an outright scam, this is when we should take an interest to it. Right now. Because I showed you, let's bring up Let's do this. So you have that on the right, on the left, I mean. On the right, we'll put AGI again. So this is what happens, lads. Even if it's a really good project, that doesn't mean it's not going to do something like this or like this before eventually doing something like this, right? Look at the whole picture here. Now over here, obviously on the left with Andromeda, we need to forecast what's going to happen on the right. But the way that I'm seeing the chart of ANDR, it's giving me those vibes of October, November last year, when things were crashing for months, like deep into bear market accumulation ranges, new coins, and then they fly 20, 30, 40x. So I do have my eyes on ANDR, Andromeda. If there was ever a time to be buying it, it's right now at essentially like the all-time low prices, because on listing day it was this low, but I doubt many people were able to catch it this low. I know a lot of people, because of excessive Twitter shilling by people, by some folks out there, just said one of the names, but I won't mention them again. No hard feelings to them. But this thing was excessively shilled, so a lot of people have much higher entries. A lot of people are down 50, 60, 70, 80% because they were buying the top. Remember all those dorks talking about the NVIDIA AI conference? I remember it vividly. All the tweets. The NVIDIA conference is going to be so bullish for all your AI coins. All the AI coins are going to fly. That NVIDIA conference was the top of the AI market. And a lot of people were buying stuff like ANDR at 150, and here it is at 65. But it's not at 150 anymore. It's at 65 cents. So if there was ever a time to be a buyer, it's down here at the 88.6 Fibonacci retracement. And we can feast in the tiers of the top buyers, buying it 70% lower. That's the game we play, man. It's a harsh reality. Oh, you bought it up here 160? Guess what? I'm able to buy it. Let's just see. Oh, you bought it at 150? Guess what? I can buy it 56% lower. So can they. It's a free market. Anybody can buy and sell when they choose, but timing is everything in this market. If you don't time your moves right, you are screwed. You're so screwed and you'll lose. But now is a time to be paying attention to this. I don't know if it's going to do great, but I just know it has the potential to. And I like the chart. It's got that new chart feeling to me. But we'll see how it shapes up. Anyways, back to our live chat. John Valentine says, Brett money will go to Roost. I doubt that. Roost is just trash. Let's say the bottom of the barrel, just the worst of the worst I've seen, honestly, on base. And that's just not me being like personal. That's like a reality. These guys did a pre-sale, and one person in my group I talked to, they got in the pre-sale. They said they made like an 8x for the first few hours or whatever on launch day. And they said they were able to get like their money out and some profit. I never touched Roost, never bought it, didn't get in the pre-sale, didn't even know it existed until after it got listed. But okay, cool. If you got into the pre-sale, you had a few hours maybe to cash out some gains. But this chart is telling us a story that it's very weak hands. Very, very weak hands. So again, we can look at Brett, where at this point the market knows it's an insider scheme. And they know the project team, the insiders, were able to take it from sub 10 mil to 850 mil, right? That is proving you can be successful, objectively speaking. Not my own opinion, just the reality of the situation. But then you look at Roost, hyped up, pre-sale, shilled by all these guys, just a slow bleed out rug. So I heavily doubt that Brett profits or capital will rotate into Roost. Roost would probably be at the bottom of my list for capital to rotate into from Brett. I'm sorry to break your heart, John Valentine. I'm just being real, man. And that's what I'm seeing. What about 3Bull? What about 3Bull? Yikes, this thing keeps bleeding out. I mean, if you look at the log scale like this, then okay, yeah, you can see. Log scale is telling us a bit of a story, huh? Well, you have this coming up. This is your hope, right? Your hope for your hope for 3Bull if you're holding this is it holds this orange line, or it comes down here to 0.0015 in this demand zone and it holds here. Otherwise, it can get very ugly. Now, gaming is interesting because it's taking so long to see its next leg up compared to something like AI. Gaming is peak retail, right? Gaming relies on unsophisticated investors coming in and buying their gaming token, and we just haven't had that. Notice how gaming was the last mega narrative to pump in the last cycle. Like, it was the top. It was the end of everything. We had a great little warm-up pump for gaming last November, October, November. And everything has just been bleeding out slowly since then. Let's just see how this is doing. So Shrap. Yeah, this thing's looking bad, huh? Miria. It's bear. This is bear flagging. That's bearish. It's quite bearish, but we'll see if it can get back above 0.007. Doesn't look like it wants to, but we'll see how this resolves. Lit. Not looking too good at all. Let's see. PZP looking like trash. Dual, I mean, also down. Epic, I think, is the best gaming chart out there, to be honest with you, or one of the best. Like during the market downturn, it just held the strongest out of most gaming coins here in my watch list. Epic held the strongest. Do I have Epic? Yeah, I got Epic. But yeah, I like that chart, man. Epic's holding the strongest. Corpo, potential double bottom here, but it's still not looking too great. The thing with Corpo was it launched and it spent a very little amount of time in this little accumulation, and then out of nowhere, people take interest, right? So something caused this pump, and then all of this was people like getting the news late, I guess. Something caused this huge buying candle. And I remember I started getting asked about this heavily in my group during this consolidation, right? It ended up going from 50 cents to $1.31, almost a triple. Here it is back in that consolidation. So I think it's such a new coin where it's a great thing it's pulling back like this, because if it was just to run, it would come crashing down. So yeah, I think it's a good thing that it's allowing some more buyers to get into these prices. It's distributing the tokens more. I do need to check the vesting on this again to see what the vesting schedule is, but yeah, Corpo it's a new project. I think it does have some potential to do well. Ace is getting smashed and battered. Binance launch pool, so a lot of pre-sale tokens A lot of early buyers just wrecking this chart. GHX, this is a good coin as well, gamer coin, combining DPIN, AI, and gaming all into one. I never look at the log scale, so let's get off the log scale. But let's see. Right under 78.6. This is a good coin, man. GHX. 80 million. Yeah, I mean, this is... If I needed more gaming and I wanted to add a new project, this would probably be more towards the top of my list. It looks good right now. I would set stink bids over here at 9 cents because there's a chance that those do get hit at 9 cents. But yeah, this is a good price for this thing to start buying. Sleepless AI, just like Ace, in the sense that Binance Launch Pool, pre-salers, early buyers, whoever, sending this thing to the Mariana Trench. Let's see. AWT, another gaming, really low cap here, getting smoked. Creo, another good gaming coin. Notice how the good ones are holding up significantly better. All right, so far, Dual isn't bad. I mean, it's not great. It's not the worst, though, like some of these other ones. But the good ones, Epic, holding up very strong. GHX, holding up very strong. Corpo, I mean, huge pullback, but relatively speaking, being how new it is and how fast it went up, it can be expected to pull back like this. And then something like Creo as well, where, yes, this thing's went ballistic. I understand that. I understand that. But relatively speaking, all it's done is retrace this gigapump it went on in February. But yeah, I mean, take notice of these strong gaming coins, lads. These are the ones you want to hold, not the trash that's just dumping to oblivion. That's not bad. Horrendous. GFAL. GFAL is not looking too good right now. I mean, I've never held this one. I've never really... it's never been one of my top gaming picks, but too much I think this is a big dud. I think it should be higher at this point. This thing was so hyped up. The best team, the best gaming team out there. They're the best. Obviously, the market doesn't necessarily reflect that. It looks like the best team was selling their tokens for like months on end because if it was that good, it shouldn't be looking like this. Hello, down horrendous. Yikes. Cetify holding up relatively well. It's at a pretty critical support level right now. Is this holding up better than a lot of the other stuff we've looked at? Domi's holding up exceptionally well. All right, notice how it's just been in this massive consolidation range. It did sell off and put in this wick, but it was bought back up. So, I mean, you've seen the charts we just looked at. This is objectively much better than a lot of it. I'm holding Domi, also holding Naka. Relatively speaking, Naka looks strong compared to a lot of this other stuff. Yes, it retraced the pump from the start of the year, but it didn't break the low. A lot of coins broke these lows, and they're not looking good. Naka, not the case. Prime holding, and it's holding up better than every coin we've just looked at for gaming for the most part. Gala does not look bad. UOS does not look great. Vulcan Forge PYR does not look great. Notice it breached through the level. Your critical support here breached right through it. WAGMI, sorry, WAGMI Games. It's at a pretty critical level, but look, I'm not sure what Scott Herman and his friend Ian are doing here with this project, but I don't know. This chart's crazy, man. It's hard to track this chart. Sidus looks good. IMX looks decent. And then your majors, all three of them look identical. Sand, AXS, and Mana. But yeah, overall, I just went through my entire gaming watch list. You saw my live reactions. You saw what I had to say immediately after seeing the chart. And typically speaking, I've been looking at charts for 7 years now. Typically speaking, when I first look at something, I'm like that judgment tends to be correct. My gut instinct when I first look at something, I don't have time to overthink and think of all these different possible scenarios. My first instinct is typically correct. And you just saw those and you saw which ones look good. So that's some free game for all you guys. And I don't think you need to hold any other gaming coins besides some of the ones I've mentioned here in this live stream. Right? You can go crazy and hold 1,000 different gaming coins, or you can buy the best and forget the rest. You just saw the best out of some of those. Do with that information what you will. Anyways, how did I even get started about that huge tangent that I just went on? Kazuya asked me about Threeble. Appreciate that, Kazuya. Able to go through my entire gaming watch list. Danny says, Forbes recently classified 20 blockchains as zombies based on the fact that they had valuations of more than $1 billion, despite the fact they are unproven and have little utility, even Caspa. I saw that, Danny, and look, these people got to stay relevant. Forbes is trash. Forbes has been trash for a long time, and these people are trying to stay relevant talking about crypto. I wouldn't pay any attention to what Forbes has to say because they're trash. Shout out to Lee Harrison saying, smash up that like button, folks. Connor, Crypto G, appreciate you, Liam. Or Lee, sorry, not Liam. Appreciate you, Lee. Thank you, sir. Natty says, what's your top 4 narratives that will perform in terms of ROI? Number 1 is definitely going to be artificial intelligence. Fourth industrial revolution. I've stated my thesis for AI before many times. I'm not going to repeat it right now, but AI number 1. Memes number 2. Hate it or love it. Memes ain't going nowhere. Memes are here to stay. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So AI memes. And then interchange real world assets and gaming. That's 3 and 4. So AI memes, RWA gaming. Trader Foxy says, thanks for what you do. No problem, brother. Thanks for your support. Caspa doing well today. Yeah, like I said, I think it's close to bottomed out. Do you reckon Right Stream is at a good price? Well, it's at a pretty critical price. I mean, yeah, it's not a bad price because if you look at the high it made, it's down 58%. So you imagine you were at a store and you see something you want to buy at a 58% discount with that huge red sticker on it. Would you say that's a good price? Yeah, I mean, of course you would. 58% discount. However, let's log scale this. No, we don't need it. Stupid thing, man. All right. Yeah, it's at a good price. Why? Why do I say that? Well, here's your listing price when it first went live on MEXC, 4 cents. Now you're at 3.3 cents. Your order block to buy is this. That's your demand zone. That's your order block on the weekly. So yeah, you could get it lower below 3 cents, but right now is a decent price for it. How high it can go, I really have no idea. I mean, it looks like it wants to go high though. But I don't know anything about the project to discuss its potential. McNaz, Zach XBT and CoffeeZilla call everyone and anyone a scammer. I think a lot of people follow these guys' leads. Yeah, it's definitely kind of a problem. I mean, it is, but it isn't, right? Because if people legitimately do wrong, then yeah, they should be called out. But that term is just passed around too lightly, where like just calling like false accusations and defamation when it's completely not true. It's too common practice nowadays. But yeah, if somebody does wrong, they should be called a scammer 1000%. Katie says, honest question from a neutral person. What would normal people like about Brett? It's not cute or fun to female investors, in my humble opinion, but maybe that doesn't matter. So Katie, I mean, it's a good question. But I say this to myself, I say this to people in my private group, and I'll say it to you right now. The market doesn't care about you. The market doesn't care about what you think. The market does not care about your feelings. The market is always right. So this is your assumptions here that it's not cute or fun. The market decides that. So yeah, it's a tough question to answer. What a normal person would like about Brett. I mean, maybe they like somebody like Crash, and they just trust blindly in Crash. And they now know that, the insiders hold 80% of the supply, and maybe they're like, oh, that must be the guy who's talking about it all the time, and all of his friends, and they already did a good job, so maybe I'll trust them. Something like that, maybe. But I also have a neutral perspective. But again, the market's always right. Who am I to say it's going to crash and burn? Who am I to say it's going to come back hard? I don't know, and I don't have a position, so I don't necessarily care either. So John, I know I was hating on you for the Roost, but Ponky, I like Ponky. But Roost, not a fan of it. Ponky, I am a fan of it. I think the content that Ponky is putting out is making them very relevant, and it's making them get a ton of mind share and pump. So Roost is a no for me, but Ponky, I can give that a yes. 66 mil market cap currently. And again, here's my chart. So it looks like we're not getting the scenario of a breakout of this broadening channel. But that doesn't mean it still can't. But yeah, I do like Ponky as a meme because it's funny and it's got a good story, good community. Dennis Boda in the house. Greetings to my main man, Connor. What up, though? What's up, Dennis, my man? How are you doing, brother? And let's do a quick checkup on Boda. 7 mil market cap currently. Yeah, so it's just been in consolidation in this range here. Very similar to this previous consolidation before it legged up. And if this is how the chart's going to trade, then this is how the chart's going to trade. Higher highs, higher lows. There's zero reason for me to be bearish on this right now. As long as it's still holding this consolidation, I think it goes higher. I think it goes a lot higher from here. So still holding Boda. I mean, don't get me wrong. Have I taken profits? Of course I have, but I'm still holding a very large bag for much higher. But yeah, Boda. And then Lee Harrison says, let's go Boda, CCC, and dig. I like those memes, man. I like those meme coins a lot. CCC back to 10 mil. That dip got slurped up. So just for reference on CCC, my personal entry was like 800K. I called that in my Discord at like 800K. And then on Twitter or X, I posted it just above a 1 mil market cap. And then it obviously ran up, significantly higher. And then I made my YouTube video at like an 8 mil market cap, and now it's at 10. And from 8 mil, it went to like 25, 30 mil. So yeah, I mean, the market's doing what it wants to do here. I said in the beginning of this live stream that it's a bit discouraging right now seeing the price action, but I'm holding strong, and I'm going to keep my conviction because I think that cat memes are going to do really well, and I think that QCat candle is at the top of the cat meme tier list. It's S tier. Then the glasses are still on with Dogecoin glasses. Right? Notice how it put in a higher low. You have your 4 lows. This low significantly higher. As long as that's the case, I really don't think there's a reason to be bearish on this thing from a technical standpoint. This thing looks completely bullish on a technical level, right? You have your 4 lows, break out, come back into your range, but you put in a higher low, and now you're looking for another push. This thing looks bullish to me. I'm just curious though. We looked at the ski mask dog, and that thing's on a tear. 34 M's right now. I mean, this thing looking like it wants to. I mean, maybe. I don't know what's going to happen here. Maybe it'll do a pullback, but yeah, it's looking really strong compared to a lot of stuff out there. What was that one? Peasy, the Pepe one. Young Peasy in the building. So this pulled back. No, it's still looking pretty good, actually. So yeah, Peasy's looking strong. What else was I looking at earlier in the week on my other lives? Keycap Brett. How's Toshi doing? Toshi 170 mil right now. The stupid DEX tools, man. So done with it. Okay, so Toshi, significant dip right now. 46% to the lows, it was 56%. So if you're holding this, you want to see it hold this level. And as of now, I would treat this purple box like a buy zone. Anyways. Bryant Campbell. Bobo looks like it's forming a nice cup in hand on the hourly. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, I see what you mean. I do see what you mean here. There's your cup. There's your handle. Shout out Be Cool saying, hey, Connor. What's up, Be Cool? Shout out to the Silva Dalla saying, let's go smash that like button. Hey, brother, killing it as always. Have you seen VeloCoin from Velo Labs? Is that the Velo that we already looked at or a different one? I think it's the one we already looked at. Yeah, we talked about Velo a bit earlier in the stream, brother. But yeah, it's looking like the level that I saw was 46 cents. I think there's going to be significant profit taking at 46 cents just before that 50-cent level. A-Dog Bone, can you check my super chat when you get a chance? We looked at that. We already looked at that one. Benjamin, hi Connor, thanks for your vids about Farmbase. I'm using it now. Do you swap some coins or just sitting on your hands and let it farm? No, I mean, the whole point of it is to sit on your hands and let it farm. Here's my Farmbase dashboard. And let's see this wallet. So this is Linea. I mean, look at these transactions, lads. 41 transactions, almost 10K volume, 2 months old. I don't need to do anything. Look at this. It's doing everything for me. If we go to Base, this wallet on Base has 38 transactions and almost 6K volume. But if you look at what it's doing, so Coinbase Pizza Mint, minting an NFT, withdrawing from Seamless, depositing into Seamless, wrapping Ethereum, swapping on Uniswap, depositing into Moonwell, and withdrawing, swapping on Uniswap, depositing into Aave, withdrawing from Aave, swapping on KyberSwap, depositing into Moonwell and withdrawing from Moonwell, swapping on KyberSwap, wrapping Ethereum, minting a Coinbase NFT on MintFun, wrapping Ethereum, swapping on KyberSwap, swapping on XY Finance, swapping on Paraswap, swapping on Odos, swapping on Odos. I don't need to do anything on Farmbase. That's why I use it. That's why I've been recommending it, because it's good. Like, it's very, very good software. And you guys just heard from the guy who made it a few days ago on my channel here, Dan. You know, you know the risks of the protocol. I'm okay with those risks. I don't think Dan's going to run away with my ETH. And they've already put in the counter Cybele measures, being these completely random actions on random different applications. Everything is designed very well with Farmbase. So there's no need for any human interaction until it's time to collect your airdrops, or initially when you're setting it up. Those are the only times you need to do anything with Farmbase. So yeah, it's very good. I like it a lot. And I can't wait to show you guys if I have success on these airdrops. Let's see. Reverend Flashback. How is your Sunday? It's good, Reverend. Thank you for asking. It's actually Monday already. Eddie from New York. You mentioned there are 2 plays that can give a 20x without the taint of Brett. What would your top 2 plays be? Or other plays? Yeah, I mean, there's a ton. I just went over my gaming watch list. I think Caspa can give you a 20x. Here's this tweet by DeFi Mochi saying everything points to a bottoming of the AI crypto sector. This tweet is from the 21st of April. A little old. But anyways, what do we have coming up? NVIDIA earnings on the 22nd of May. All right, so if NVIDIA comes in and posts some bullish earnings, it's going to be good for the stock. And when NVIDIA pumps, AI crypto coins follow. So the big merger, FET, AGIX, and Ocean going into one. GPT-5 release is huge. Soon, this summer. So I think AI coins will be able to give you a 20x as well. If you've been paying attention in the stream, I've already mentioned a few of them. Elvis, thoughts on Merlin chain? I think it's a scam, to be honest with you, brother. I think Merlin chain is to be avoided because I didn't touch it myself, but apparently if you put Bitcoin into it, it's a Bitcoin like layer 2 Merlin chain or Bitcoin network thing. You had to lock up Bitcoin, and now apparently you can't get your Bitcoin out of it, and everybody's freaking out, all this. I would just stay away. There's too many good projects in the market. I was offered the opportunity to invest in Merlin chain early and make videos on it for allocation. I told them no. And I'm glad I told them no, because it's trash, in my opinion. PT Minato says, hey, Connor Kakashi, one of the very few YouTubers I respect. Appreciate you, Minato. Thanks for your support. Leroy Jenkins saying, what's up, Connor? Leroy in the house. We got the Crypto Krill. Lightsabers stay on and glasses stay on. There you go. Minato, TET doesn't stop dumping. I don't think it broke through 18, did it? No, it's still above 18. Yeah, well, It reminds me of the Coinos price action. Reminds me a lot of the Coinos price action, another layer one that just pumped before TET did. Why do I say that? Well, if you take a look at the chart here, initial listing pump, price coming back down. We want to see this level hold at 18. It's very important for $18 to hold. But if you look at coin, you know, it pumped a lot earlier than say TED and some of these other layer ones. But the price action looks very, very similar. So here's your list. Let's put this here. Here's your listing candle line. Here's your range high line. We don't need this range high line. Let's get rid of that. So here's our listing candle high. Well, what happened? Price pumped, came and retested that twice before now ultimately breaking through and going back into its bear market accumulation. So we don't want to see that happen on Tectum. We want to see Tectum hold this level. Notice the similarities in the chart. Obviously, it doesn't look exactly the same, but it's pretty similar. All right, we want to see Tectum hold this $18 level, $17.80 to be exact, that listing candle high. Right, we don't want to see it do what Coinos did, which is break through and sell off further. And if it does break through this level, it will be back in the bear market accumulation range. So we'll see how the chips fall here, but yeah. Ben says, big up, Connor. You're bullish on all my real world asset picks, which makes me even more bullish. Ben, I'm glad I can give you confirmation bias. Cat meta is over. Is that right, Todd? Is that reality or your own opinion speaking? Block Todd. That's funny, Mert. Jonathan says we're all scammers, I guess. Make your money and get out. I mean, if you lift a finger, people are going to point fingers at you at this point in time. It's ridiculous. Mert says Viat, AGIX, Rio, and Nexa. Well, I got Rio, so get them be millionaire. Hopefully Rio takes me to that millionaire status, brother. Leroy Jenkins with a $5 super chat. He says, Connor, RFK Jr. is pumping right now. Only pro crypto candidate popular among the 19 to 35-year-old demographic. Can you look at the chart and X account and give some thoughts? Thanks. Well, Leroy, being that you gave me a $5 super chat, I would be more than happy to take a look at RFK Jr.'s chart and Twitter account. The Independence token. 17 million market cap. So you got this level to get through. This is a must flip level. And then after that, you got your all-time high, and it's off to the races. So yeah, this chart's looking, I mean, it's looking strong. It's looking good. You just made a higher high past the key level. So can't ignore the strength here. The Web3 independence move, Mint, putting independence on the blockchain, RFK all the way. So yeah, look, I like the political finance tokens. This is funny. Looking at our sleepy Bowden over there, looking like an idiot as usual. Isn't it funny how, I mean, at this point, what is it? 100% of the population thinks that the current active president of the U.S. is a complete idiot. Maybe there's like 5% of people that are still redacted, but yeah. Anyways, I like political finance coins. Chart looks good. Socials look pretty good. Active community. So maybe this does great. My man Bryant Campbell with a $4.99 super chat saying Boda is forming a cup and handle. It's held up so well among all the FUD this week. I think it's still so early. May the 4th be with you. Yeah. We already covered Boda a few times in the stream. Looks like there's some selling going on in the middle of the stream. But yeah, I mean, it's just in this mega consolidation. It already spent a lot of time in a mega consolidation over here. So uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. As long as these lows hold over here, I have no reason to be bearish on this thing. It looks very bullish. Shout out to Woody Herzog saying, hello, Connor. How are you today? I'm good, Woody. He says, listening to the live stream while touring the tulip fields in Skagit Valley, north of Seattle, but still getting the live stream in. You probably got some nice, fresh, crisp, natural air and some nice smells from the flowers and all the other plants there, Woody. So enjoy that. And I'm glad that you're consuming content from Crypto Empire while you're in that environment. FIDM, yeah, FI is good. Connor Peters with a $9.99 super chat saying, hey, Connor, have a look at MUNB. It has a 6.9% buy-sell tax, and the reflections are paid directly to your wallet after every sell transaction is worked out by your bag size times volume. Well, Connor, I like your name, man. Definitely have a good name there. Now, in regards to the reflections, look, that's very 2021 bull market stuff right there, the reflections. Right, that's a lot of Ponzi's, a lot of scams were doing the reflection thing in 2021. They may have done well short term. You could have made money on them for sure, but they all, I mean, had a very abysmal death. Now, what is there to say about this chart? It is almost 2 days old, and it looks like 4 hours ago it just got discovered and started to break out. 209K market cap. And like you said, there is a tax on it. Which is not showing up here on Deck Screener. I don't see the tax, you said. Moonbase with Brett as an astronaut. Look, why is this on Pancake Swap on base? They chose Pancake Swap as their exchange. It's interesting. Anyways, man, look, it's early to this meme. You can make money on it for sure. Definitely could make money on this one. Because the market cap is so low and it's so early. As long as, of course, it's not a rug. And it's definitely too early to tell right now, but yeah, all things look good right now for this. Let's just check the website real quick. Okay. Like, it's just not a great meme per se, right? Like, it's Brett as an astronaut. I get it, but it's not like a jaw-dropping thing. But yeah, you can make money on it. Now, is this the Friendtech token? No, it's not. 2 mil market cap. It's definitely not. Yeah, there you go. Their account suspended because they're trying to be Friendtech. Anyways, guys, Friendtech airdrop is supposed to be this upcoming week, I believe. So again, who taught you guys how to get that Friendtech airdrop when it was brand new? Take a wild guess. Oh, there it is. Get started on Friendtech and get the Friendtech airdrop 8 months ago. Well, we got another airdrop coming this week, lads. More free thousands of dollars from just subscribing to the channel and turning on the bell notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Also, we got Blast coming up in May. Here we go. Blast airdrop. How to farm points in gold for Blast. Oh, guess what? Some more free money coming up in May. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel and follow along some basic tutorials that I show you. That's the game. That's the game we play. A lot of ways to make money in this market. But lads, I've been scrolling through these live stream comments, and I can't believe how many live stream comments I have today. I have a lot of live stream comments today, and I can't get to them all. Let's see. Dice5 says, what are your thoughts on DGI? Is that decimated? DGI game, this one. No, it's not decimated. It's DGI game. I don't have any thoughts on this because I really don't know too much about it. I've been asked about it before. I don't know if it's a good game or not. Chart looks messy. I wouldn't touch it personally, but looks like a potential reversal on the daily here with this candle. Black Sun, thoughts on alien base ALB? Isn't this the one that ripped off Astroport? Yeah, they ripped off Astroport. They took Astroport's logo and they launched an exchange on base when Astroport's the original. So I just can't respect a team that can't make their own logo. Right, here's Astroport. If you look at Astroport here on my channel, ASTRO, Astroport. So, you know, Astroport is over 2 years old. Here's the alien-based logo because it's not theirs. Like, I just can't respect a team that can't make their own logo. I would like to know what DEX technology they're using. Right? V3, V2, V4. What are they doing here? Yeah, I just look, if they can't make their own logo, man, I don't know. I can't say it's like a great, it could be good, but that one thing right there leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But guys, look, we've been going live. We've been going live for an hour and a half. It's time for me to go. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. And I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you all tomorrow on Crypto Empire. So look, I got asked hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions. I can't get to them all. If you really want me to answer your question, at this point you have to leave a super chat, right? That's like the only way I'm actually going to see it when I start the live stream, and within 5 minutes I get 100 things in the live chat box. And I'm very grateful to have this many people watching the channel at this point in time and enjoying the content that I'm making. It's just impossible for me to answer every question out there. So before I go, be sure to smash the like button for me and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Follow me on Twitter or X if you're not following me there. And other than that, like I already said, have a great rest of your weekend. Or if you're like me, it's past my bedtime. Have a good week. I'll see you all tomorrow at Crypto Empire, where we